Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Gushin Galan and you're watching Firstpost. In the next few minutes, I get you the top 50 updates from around the world only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. First in from West Asia, in a setback from Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's forces, rebels have captured Hama city in central Syria. The Syrian army withdrew from the city, conceding defeat. However, it is now redeploying the troops outside the city in a bid to preserve civilian lives. The country's defense minister said the loss of Hama is the rebels was temporary. After Hama, Syrian rebels are now eyeing Homs city in West Syria. The announcement was made by rebels' leader Abu Muhammad al-Jolani following his remarks. Thousands of civilians were seen fleeing Homs. In a bid to stop the rebels, Syrian army reportedly struck a bridge linking Homs and Hama. Hezbollah has accused Israel and the US of sponsoring the rebels' offensive in Syria. Hezbollah leader Naim Qasim said both the countries were trying to overthrow President Bashar al-Assad's regime. He added that Israel and its ally are looking to move to Syria from its position and axis of resistance. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said that there is a possibility of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Katz said that pressure by the IDF might force Gaza-based group for an agreement. Meanwhile, a Hamas official said that international mediators have resumed negotiations with both the sides. The talks began after a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. US President-elect Donald Trump has chosen former Senator David Perdue to be the ambassador to China. The former politician Perdue was picked to steer America's sour relations with China. He has served as a Republican senator from Georgia between 2015 and 2021. Billionaire Elon Musk met US lawmakers to discuss his new department on Thursday. The meeting was reportedly aimed at gathering support for his cost-cutting initiative. This comes after Musk was chosen by President-elect Donald Trump to head the new Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said the use of hypersonic missile against Ukraine was a warning to the West. He said Moscow will not accept a strategic defeat. Lavrov added Western nations mistakenly presumed that Russia had no red lines. Amidst a call for resignation, French President Emmanuel Macron said he would not step down until his mandate ends. This comes after French lawmakers toppled former Prime Minister Michel Barnier's government. Macron added that the name of the new PM will be revealed in a few days. In India, protesting farmers began their march towards Parliament in capital New Delhi. The farmers from Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab states clashed with the police to enter the capital. The protesters seek a legal guarantee to minimum support price for their crops. Indian opposition leader Rahul Gandhi led a protest at the Parliament today. He was joined by other opposition lawmakers, including his sister and first-time MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Congress leaders held copies of the Indian Constitution while marching in the Parliament premises. They seek discussion on the recently announced US cases against India's Adani Group. According to reports, Bangladesh is set to remove Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's image from its currency notes on the interim government's order. Bangladesh's bank is reportedly printing new Taka notes. The notes will reportedly have the images of July protests that led TPO Sheikh Hasina's ouster. In Georgia, protests in capital Tbilisi entered its second week. The demonstrators were seen rallying outside the country's parliament. Former President Georgi Margvelashvili was also present in the protest. Protests erupted after Georgian government suspended the EU accession talks. A powerful earthquake of magnitude 7 jolted the U.S. state of California yesterday. The earthquake in the coastal town of Ferndale also triggered a brief tsunami warning. Authorities warned residents to flee to higher grounds. In climate news, southern European nation of Portugal records its highest November on record. According to the Portuguese weather agency, the country's average temperature remained at 15.14 degrees Celsius, which is almost 3 degrees higher than the average recorded temperature. 2023 was the hottest year on record as the world continues to heat faster than expected. A new study has found the reason behind it. It reveals that a dearth of low-lying clouds over the ocean sped up the warming process. This, as the absence of bright low-lying clouds allows the Earth to absorb more sunlight. A new report by the European Union's climate monitor states severe drought led to rampant wildfires across North and South America this year. Millions of hectares of forests in the Amazon, Canada and the western US were charred as the climate change worsened hot and dry weather conditions. Meanwhile, another report by the Swiss insurance giant Swiss Re has quantified that economic losses from climate change. The report says that natural disasters so far have cost $310 billion in losses globally this year. The figure is about 6% higher than the losses caused by natural disasters last year. The World Bank secured nearly $24 billion in loans and grants from the world's poorest nations in their fight to tackle climate change, among other challenges. World Bank President Ajay Banga said that the funds will provide these countries resources to invest in climate resilience, as well as the health, education and infrastructure. India has weighed in on the ongoing climate hearing at the International Court of Justice. The Indian representative said that the existing UN framework was sufficient and that the court should avoid creating new international laws. The World Court plans to issue an advisory opinion for countries to combat climate change. In Mexico, Sierra Chinchua, thousands of monarch butterflies arrived for the annual hibernation later than expected. Experts are attributing this delay to climate change. Usually, monarch butterflies travel from the US and Canada to Mexico during late October and early November. But this year, they started arriving at the sanctuaries in the first half of November. On to business and tech news now. The Reserve Bank of India has kept its key lending rate unchanged at 6.5% today. The central bank's Monetary Policy Committee voted for the 11th consecutive time to maintain the status quo. The RBI also said India's economic growth may be lower than their earlier expectations, projecting gap GDP growth at 6.6% for the ongoing financial year. US banking giant Citigroup has announced the promotion of 344 executives from 29 countries. They are being elevated to the level of managing directors. Citigroup said it is one of the largest MD cohorts in the firm's history. This follows a massive reorganization by the American banking giant last year, which involved laying off thousands of workers. A US court has rejected a guilty plea by plane maker Boeing. The deal was related to two fatal crashes of Boeing 737 MAX planes which killed hundreds in 2018 and 2019. The plea included plans for Boeing to pay monetary penalties and appoint an independent monitor. However, the court questioned a provision that called for a diversity and inclusion policy in appointing the monitor. Pharma giant Eli Lilly has announced plans to invest $3 billion in US state of Wisconsin. The investment will expand a manufacturing plant it acquired earlier this year from Nexus Pharma. Eli Lilly aims to use the facility to boost production of its weight loss drug Zepbound. Workers of German car maker Volkswagen plans to go on another strike next week. The strikes across 9 sites are to oppose the automakers' plans to cut thousands of jobs. It will coincide with the union's scheduled talks with the car maker Volkswagen. Workers staged a strike earlier this week as well. Meanwhile, in Brazil, Volkswagen has been charged for human rights violations. Prosecutors allege that the German car maker subjected farm workers to slavery in northern Brazil. between 1974 and 1986. An investigation in 2019 uncovered the abuse, citing workers as testimony. ChatGPT maker OpenAI has unveiled a new version of its popular artificial intelligence chatbot called ChatGPT o1 Pro. The AI startup says it is designed for use in research and engineering fields. The model is priced at $200 per month. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence firm xAI has raised $6 billion. Reports say Vala equity partners Sequoia Capital and Andreessen Horowitz were among the investors. In this funding round, xAI was reportedly valued at $50 billion. US President-elect Donald Trump has announced a White House AI and crypto czar. He has tapped former PayPal COO David Sacks for the role. Trump said Sacks will work on developing a legal framework for the crypto industry. This after Bitcoin surpassed $100,000 mark over expectations of friendly regulations. Chipmaker Intel has announced 2 new directors to its board. This includes Eric Maurice, former CEO of chipmaking equipment provider ASML, and Steve Sanghi, former interim CEO of Microchip Technology. The decision comes days after Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger resigned. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. Rohit Sharma returned as India's captain for the second test in Adelaide. After winning the toss, India opted to bat first. The decision backfired as Australia bowler Mitchell Starc ran riot against the Indian batters. India were bowled out for 180 runs after Starc picked 6 wickets. Over in women's cricket, Australia recorded a comfortable 5-wicket win against India in the first one-day international. Batting first in Brisbane, India were all out for 100 runs. Australia's Megan Shute picked 5 for 19. The hosts chased down the target in just 16 overs. Australia now lead 3-match series 1-0. And Zimbabwe beat Pakistan by 2 wickets in the last T20 international match of this series. Batting first, Pakistan posted 132 runs on the board. In a show of thrilling chase, Zimbabwe chased down the target with just 1 ball remaining. Having won the previous 2 matches, Pakistan clinched the T20 series 2-1. In football, Bournemouth beat Tottenham 1-0 in the Premier League. Dean Howson scored the only goal of the match with a header in the 17th minute. With this win, Bournemouth have moved inside top 10 of the Premier League points table. Fulham beat Brighton 3-1 in the Premier League. Alex Iwobi scored a brace as Fulham eyed the top 4 spot in the points table. Matt O'Reilly's own goal in the 79th minute also contributed in Fulham's goal tally. Ecuador's defender Pedro Perlaza was also rescued by the country's police. Perlaza was kidnapped in northwestern Ecuador over the weekend when he left his home to attend a party. Perlaza currently plays for top-tier clubs in Delfin. His game remained key to Ecuador's qualification to last FIFA World Cup in Qatar. In the World Chess Championship, Indian Grandmaster D. Gukesh and Chinese defending champion Ding Lishan concluded their 6th consecutive draw yesterday. The 9th game of 14th round match ended in a draw after 54 moves. Both players now remain tied at 4.5 points each. The player to reach 7.5 points first will secure the championship. George Russell claimed his Formula One rival Max Verstappen threatening him with violence during Qatar Grand Prix. The Mercedes driver said that Verstappen used a cuss word and said that he was going to put his head in the wall. This comes after 2 were embroiled in dispute in qualifying for the Qatar race last weekend. Verstappen, on the other hand, has refuted Russell's claims. Meanwhile, Mercedes boss Toto Wolff reacted on swearing during F1 events as George Russell accused Max Verstappen of using a cuss word against him. Wolff supported F1 governing body FIA president's campaign to cut swearing in the sport. Mercedes boss said he would be happy to sanction such behavior even more. A court in Ireland ordered MMA star Conor McGregor to pay the entire legal costs of a woman who accused him of raping her. The legal fees is estimated to be over $1.5 million. This comes after a High Court jury found last month that McGregor sexually abused the woman in Dublin hotel back in 2018. And finally, to the world of showbiz. The shooting of much anticipated Harry Potter TV series will begin in summer 2025. The shooting will take place in England's Leavesden, where the legendary Harry Potter movies came alive. The actor for the lead role is yet to be finalized. The makers have auditioned over 32,000 children for it. The reboot of American sitcom Scrubs is in early development. Bill Lawrence, an American television producer and screenwriter, is helming the project. Additional details about the show are under wraps. Scrubs aired in 2001 and went on for 7 seasons. A new spin-off, The Rookie, is in early development. The show will follow the life of a male cop who steps into a new phase of his career. The 7th season of The Rookie is set to launch in January. It debuted in 2018. American rock band Pearl Jam will tour in 2025. They will continue to perform to celebrate their 12th studio album, Dark Matter. The band will be performing across America in cities like Hollywood, Atlanta, and Nashville from April. Singers Travis Scott, Chappell Roan, and Hozier will headline the 2025 Reading and Leeds Festival. The festival begins on the 21st of August and culminates on the 24th. The events will take place at Richfield Avenue in Reading and Braham Park in Leeds. Singer Charli XCX says she suffered a nerve damage during touring. She finds touring really hard emotionally. The singer says the stage is an angry place which has physically damaged her body. She admitted to being in a lot of pain while performing. German electronic band Kraftwerk will be touring across North America in 2025. They will embark upon a 25-city tour which will begin on the 6th of March. The tour celebrates the 50-year anniversary of the group's 4th album. The tickets for the tour will go live on the 13th of December. Oppenheimer star Emma Dumont now identifies as trans-masculine and non-binary. The actor's friends and family will now address Dumont as Nick. However, the work name will remain as Emma. The actor has also embraced the pronouns they and them. Actor Amber Heard is expecting a baby again. This will be the actor's second baby. According to actors' representative, it is still quite early in the pregnancy. She is currently mother to a 3-year-old girl named Una Page. And finally, according to the Internet Movie Database, also known as IMDb, actor Tripti Dimri is the most popular Indian actor of 2024. The actor has had a great year with 3 hit films in her kitty. Dimri said it is a huge honor to achieve this feat. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Galan and we'll see you right back here next week. Stay informed and stay tuned to Firstpost.